Hey everybody, Captain Texas here, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different. If I like how this goes, I might do some more of it, but I'm going to be showing off a new vehicle I got in WarThunder. It's a tank destroyer. It's the first one I ever seriously used. Way back when I first started playing this, I did give one of the Stugs a try, and I wasn't really a big fan of it. I don't know, I just kept getting ammo racked every time, but after I had unlocked all these things, I decided, well, actually, I didn't decide, I was forced to. I had to go all the way back up to where that stug was that I had earned and make my way down here in order for me to unlock tier 5 tanks so I can start researching. But as you can see, I haven't moved on to the Tiger 105, even though that's incredibly tempting for me to start researching. I am going to research the Ferdinand or the Elephant first, because I feel that if I move into tier 5 battles, well, if I get one tier 5 tank, after I lose that, I'm going to be stuck with all tier 4. I'm going to need every vehicle I can get that can really pack a beating, and I know the Tiger 2H will be able to hold its own, because earlier I'd mistakenly equipped the Kugel Blitz and it just kept putting me in the tier 5 battles. I don't know if they patched that, but I was getting obliterated by T-54s for the longest time. Except for that one time I one-shotted it. Oh my gosh, that was glorious. But, so what I'm planning on doing is trying to get the best arsenal I can before I try to make that leap. There's always that painful period where you unlock one tank from the next tier, and then you're still stuck with all these other guys, and suddenly your best guy from this tier is just a big weakling. Your top dog suddenly is no longer that powerful. It sucks. So I want to make sure, especially if you look, I have to get 300,000 research points. It's going to be a long time before I can even unlock more than one. So I want to make sure that I have a good arsenal before I just head out there. But back to what we're talking about, I actually decided to do this video because of how much I fell in love with this tank destroyer here. This is the Jagdpanther 5, or the Jagdpanther. Which is actually, it's German for hunting panther, because this is obviously not a tank. This is a tank destroyer. Its main task, or its only task, is to destroy other tanks. The way this thing is armored, it really can't exchange. It can't give and take. It can give the hits, but it really can't take it. It is just something that's supposed to move around, be maneuverable, take shots. It's like a sniper. This thing just, if it ever does get caught, although it is kind of designed well to ricochet some shots, it's just, I mean, if you take a hit from like an IS-2 or something, you're probably going to die, because it's just too powerful for 80 millimeters of armor to handle. Sloping can only do so much. Now, I will give a little history lesson on this guy. Alright, so where to begin? Well, the way this vehicle is built is it's taking probably the best parts of two very good tanks when they were building this. There was a design order for this, for a Panther chassis tank destroyer back in 1942. It took about a year for them to get a prototype going. In 1943, they, well, I guess it was the late 1942, so I'm not sure if it was a whole year, but in 1943, their first prototype did a run for Hitler, and they had given it a really weird name. It was basically every part of the tank was in the name. It was the PaK 43 8.8 centimeter Jagdpanther 5, something blah blah. And he's like, well, let's just call it the Jagdpanther. So they did that, and the things that it incorporates is it takes the chassis of I think it's the Panther G. I'm pretty sure it's the Panther G chassis. So what that gets from the Panther side of the family in this relationship is obviously it has the speed and the maneuverability, and what the Tiger side of the family gives it is that that 88 millimeter PaK 43 cannon. This thing delivers the season's beatings. It is powerful. Any allied tank will be penetrated by this. There isn't anything that can, at least in real life. I know WarThunder's got a little likes to play favorites with Russians, so you get a lot of ricochets, but in real life, this thing just goes through everything like a hot knife through butter. But, bias aside, so the Tiger gives it its gun, and the Panther gives it its body design. Both parents give it the sloping armor, and because this thing isn't super heavily armored, if we go to armor, as you can see, I mean, it's the frontal armor is only 88 millimeters. Now, how sloping works, it adds effective thickness depending on what angle you're shooting. If you're shooting straight at it, which is what you want to do ideally if you're going to be taking one of these on, and then what you also want to do is you want to move farther down, because as you look, the higher up you go, I know it's not a huge adding, but it does add at least 10 to 15 more millimeters the higher you go. So when you shoot this thing, you want to shoot it right here. That's what I've found. A lot of times when I've been playing at this, it seems like the only time they kill me is here, which is the lower glacis, which has probably the heaviest thickness of the entire front, not counting the mantlet, which is close to like 150, effective thickness of 300 millimeters. You don't want to hit that. You are definitely going to bounce off. But I don't know, I always seem to die here, so even if it's the thickest here, I guess I recommend hitting it here, because that's usually where I get, I don't know, one-shotted or whatever you want to call it, obliterated. So anyways, moving on, oops, hello. Moving on back to it. As you can see down there, it's the gold crew. My crew is so fresh. I bought a new crew for this because I had never had a... I did it again. I never had a tank destroyer crew. I only had tanks, so I just decided, well, I'm probably going to have the Ferdinand, because my ultimate goal for tank destroyers is to get the Jagdpanther. Oh man, I can't wait to get that. But back on to what we're doing here. So anyways, after 1943 and after the prototype, the production for this was started in 1944 of January. Uh, by the end of the war, when production just kind of stopped because everything melted, when the pressure came on, I think 415 from January 1944 total of these were built. There's, yeah, about 415 of them. Most of them saw service in the Eastern Front. Some of them later were used, I think there was like 12 in a famous Battle of Karatan with the Ardennes Offensive and all that. These guys were in there. I don't know if any of you have seen Band of Brothers, but there, I think at least twice you see a Jagdpanther in the movie. Now, it's only a replica, because there's only like 5 or 6 of these remaining in the world that are surviving. I know 2 of them are still running. One of them, I think, is in Germany, and the other one is in Britain. What's cool is I think it's one in Britain. If it actually, over in this area, there's 3 holes for the pen points of where it was shot, knocked out, so they kept those in there. Everything else was restored, but they wanted to keep, obviously, where it got hit. Because this is, if you ever do, with almost every tank in this game, the side is the best spot, but right here, all the ammunition is stored here. So this is how you ammo rack them, as you hit them on the side. What else? Let's see. I guess I'll talk about why I like this so much is... Oh yeah, sorry, one more thing. Because it was built in 1944, Germany was definitely on the defensive by that point. Two-front war and all that. So when this guy entered, he plays a defensive role, which is something I usually don't do in this game. At least definitely not for Panthers. When it comes to Panthers, I am very aggressive. I try to follow the old tactics before Germany decided to become really fascinated with making incredibly heavy tanks. It's kind of ironic because the Germans were the masters of mobile warfare. With the Blitzkrieg, tanks when they first started in World War I were just these slow tractors, but Germany took the tank and refitted it and turned it into something that would just be lightning speed and would totally catch the enemy off guard. But towards the end of the war, they completely flipped the switch and were like, hey, let's make really, 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 really heavy tanks that can only go like 8 to 12 miles an hour. So, with this guy, because of how weak the armor is, you do want to play a defensive role with it. So what's nice about this guy, I found it's best either on a hilltop from far away, or even better for me is in city battles. I've found with basically all vehicles, I prefer city maps over fields. I hate the field maps. I'm okay with maps that have a bunch of hills and wood stuff to provide cover, but just the open field maps, I just have no luck. I like city maps because with this guy, because it's supposed to trap them, you just find a alleyway where there's a lot of traffic or a bridge somewhere where you know the enemy's going to be going, and you get in a good position where you can just keep firing off with this 88 millimeter. You can just do this tank's job, and because of how fast and maneuverable it is, you can always get to where you need to go quickly. You can always get out of there if you need to, if you start to get surrounded. Because though this is the chassis of a Panther, you are sadly plagued by not being able to go in reverse at all, pretty much, because you can only go about 2-3 miles an hour in reverse. I don't know why. I've never researched into that, why the Panther can't go very fast in reverse. I mean, my Tiger 2s, both of them, and my Ostwind, not as much. My Tiger 2s can easily get to like 11 to 15 miles per hour when you get a good momentum going. You can totally go fast in reverse. This guy, uh, some kind of suicidal motto is you have to go forward. Even if you want to retreat, you have to go forward, spin around, and run and retreat not facing the enemy, which is kind of sucks because then some of your weakest part of your tank is exposed to them. So the way this thing is, it's like a tick. You wanna get wedged in somewhere in a alleyway or somewhere where the enemy has a hard time getting you, and you just want to fire at them. My biggest goal is to upgrade my reloader crew, because right now these guys are so fresh. It's weird because on my Tiger 2s, I've upgraded my reload to be so fast that this thing, it's the same gun. It feels so much slower. It takes such a long time to reload this guy. So I'll have to work on that. But let's see, is there anything else I'm missing with this? But you don't have to play defense with this guy only. What's nice about it is, what I would do with the Panthers is I would rush the enemy and try to flank them, hit them at their sides. But the biggest issue with the Panther line is what tier all of the Panthers are in. They're in tier 4, and the issue is I'm going up against, the Russian IS-1s, IS-2s. Those guys don't go down easy. They have pretty heavy armor and they have pretty rounded things. The Panther's guns they don't do it. I know the Panther 2, people nickname that the T-54 killer. I'm very anxious to try it because so far all these other Panthers, that 75, what is it, KWK, whatever, that thing I mean, it'll penetrate, but it won't do anything. I always you get like 1 research point and like 8 lions, and it's like, great. You shoot the guy, and then it's like, thanks for that very, very small reward. Then you just get obliterated by 122 millimeter of pure Russian might. It's just not very fun. So even if you do flank with these, you can only do so much damage. What I like about this tank, or I should say tank destroyer, is that it's the Panther. It's fast and it's maneuverable, but what's nice about it is you actually pack a punch. So now, sometimes if I'm feeling a little edgy, I'll just bum rush the map, and then with this thing, oh my gosh, the maneuverability, you'll see it, this thing can spin on a dime. So I'll just go full speed, do a little Tokyo drift, and just shoot them from the side. Just always obliterates them. It's just the whole reason I'm starting this series is because of this Jagdpanther. I just fell in love with it. So what we'll be doing is now we'll be moving on to the gameplay of me taking her out, and I'll basically try to give an example of what all the stuff I just said here, and if I feel like the video is good, I might make more on some of my other guys. I know no matter what, will be making a video about the mouse when I get it, because that's going to be a celebration, is when I get the mouse. But I'd like to do a video on the Tiger too, give you a little history lesson and show you in action, but I use it so much, it's just going to feel weird to talk about it, because I'm just so used to seeing it. It's nice to do a video on this guy, because I've only had him for... No, I would not like to buy another. I've only had him for so long. So, without further ado, I know this took a while, but I wanted to give you guys a good history lesson, a good idea of how this vehicle works and what it is. So, now, we will move on, and I will cut to gameplay. I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, so here we are doing some gameplay. Now, we are on the Battle of Hertigan Forest, which I can't remember. I know there's a map where it's called Forest, but the whole map takes place on a city. I think that's this map, and if it is, then we're going to be golden, because that is one of my favorite maps. I think this is it, because I remember people were, yeah, this is it. It's the Battle for Hertigan Forest, but the whole battle takes place on the city. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I hope I'm not butchering it. It might be Hertigen, who knows. Not me. So, we... Oh, balls. You know what? I don't think this is the map, but I think it's taking place on a different side. It's taking place over here. There's 2 different maps. Yeah, this is right. It's just the objective is in the... Dang it! Okay, so the objective actually is in the forest. So we're gonna have to do my... I guess this is my moderate strong point. I'm not amazing at this, but I hold my own. I mean, I guess we're not in a field. Preferably, we'd be in a forest. So, I am mainly a hunter and support tank. So what's perfect is I'm going to go with this guy right here. Let him absorb the hits, and I'll back him up with my gun. Because looks like we are capping. Yes, we are. So this is perfect. So the enemy will actually have to come to us. This is pretty backed up here. I could try going around over here and get a better area. I rarely go on this side of the map, so let's go explore. As I said, I have to always turn if I want to go somewhere. So I have to go forward. I can never back up like at all. It's just pointless. Now, as you can see, because this doesn't have actually a turret, just a cast. I don't know what the word is. Can't think of it right now. But this thing can only go that far. So most of the time, if you want, it's just like the Stug. And it's just you gotta turn the tank if you want to take some shots at people. But this thing can turn pretty well. I know it didn't look. Actually, even uphill, that was pretty fast. So we are now up above the objective on top of a hill. Hopefully there's no one who had the same idea. Oh my gosh, it's an IS-2. Alright, there's no point even me trying to take him on. Let's get the heck out of here. Whoa! Okay. We'll get a little bit lower so he can't shoot us. Hopefully... Yeah. Oh, this is not good. Get down a little lower here. We'll take a shot at this tiger over here. Oh, of course, that's right when he decided to stop. Doesn't matter, you know what? Instead of... Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Perfection, and his side armor is revealed. Look at that green. Critical hit. Transmission damage, ammo damage. Well, he damaged basically everything, but we lit him on fire. So this should be good. We should reload before he fires. That was stupid of me to fire on red. SU-152. Oh, they're okay. Now we can move on to this guy. So an assist, better than dying. I always take that. We'll wait until he reveals some green. There we go. Oh, no, he's smarter than that. This should do the trick right here. Whoa! Triple ricochet. There's another assist. I'll take it, because it's not about kills, it's about winning. That's what I've learned from Splatoon, is you should focus on winning the objective. So I am in a very good spot right here. As long as no one decides to flank me and shoot me in the side, we are playing our role pretty good. We cover. I want to see what's been damaged on my tank. According to my little mini-map down there, it looks like the back has been damaged. My engine somehow. But that can't be right. I think the engine's in the front. Not sure, though. Transmission. Oh, what are you? Friendly. What is this guy doing with a KV-2 in a 2? Oh, hello. Oh, it's already gone. Oh, Panther A. There we go. See what I mean? The Panthers, they don't have the armor for tier 4 battles. And, this 88mm, it'll take them every time. And we're already reloaded. Lucky day. That is a bottleneck right there. They are really cramming together. I don't think I used that term correctly, but cluster. Yeah. Alright. By now, I guess I already wasted my chance of getting... Oh, what are you? Oh, the Tiger E. This was a cool... I don't know if... See, I didn't want to switch now because there's an enemy into air mode. But the Tiger E is something that they just added, I mean, recently-ish to our battles. You don't see a lot of Tiger 1s in tier 4 doing very well because they have no sloped armor. It's all flat, so most of the tanks in tier 4 can take those out pretty easily, because it's just whatever the armor is what it is. There's no sloping, so there's no effective thickness. It's what it is. So those usually just get shot from the side or the front or basically everywhere. So they added a new thing. It's known as a Tiger E. It's a little bit... I should have shot a little bit forward. It's a upgraded armored tank. Nothing special. I think they just added 30 millimeters in a couple... I hear something behind me. They added about 30 millimeters to a couple points that needed it, and they upgraded the gun, I think? I don't remember. All I know is those things are troublemakers now. Used to be every time... Oh. Every time you'd see a Tiger 1, you were like, yeah, free kill. But it's like, oh, and they added, there's 2 machine guns on this guy. It's not that way anymore. Now when you see these guys, they just, wow, that's another assist. I think I get an award for that for 3 assists. But, it's just now when you see Tiger E, it's no longer easy. They put up a fight. They don't go down easy. So what is that? 3 assists, 1 kill. Not bad. We're draining their bar at a good rate. This is a very good battle. I like how it looks too. The thing that drives me nuts about Russian tanks is that, no, I mean this can be your opinion, because I mean it's like, you know, it's a war machine. If it gets the job done, that's all that matters. But what I find the Russian tanks unattractive because they all look the same. They're all green, and they're all just the same. It's just same chassis with a round ball on top. They look like toys. They look like the cheap toy. What is that? Oh my gosh! What is he driving? Is that a? He's driving a Panther too. Look at him go! Oh, it's like a remote control. Oh, baby. I think he did it. He is going to... No, he's not. My gosh, how was that? He's taken 2 hits. The first hit... There it is. Oh my gosh, I feel like the only weapon he had was a machine gun. Should I stay or should I go is the question. The artillery was called on. Screw it. I guess I should go. I should go. But what I was saying is they really look like toys. All of their tanks are just brown and green, and they have like nothing on them. They're really boring. And I like the German tanks because there's variety. When you get a new tank, it's a new tank. It looks different, and it's fun. And this is a very, very beautiful tank. It's slick and it's smooth, and it just looks good. I like it. So we are gonna do something stupid and do a little rush on this. Oh no! Alright, I gotta spin on this guy. It's an American tank, so if I can just spin. There we go. Oh, there's your American ingenuity. Ah, that's an import from Detroit. Yeah, right. Germany for life. Okay, I guess the guy that Tiger just saw me kill his teammate, didn't even take me on, so I'm gonna spin around now. Wow, there's a Ferdinand over there. Oh, okay, that Tiger is on our team. No wonder he didn't kill me. Should I engage the I have no choice. I have to do something to him. Here we go. Alright, now I gotta get out of here. And the best thing I can do is expose my weakest part to him. Go! Accelerate! See, look at this thing. It looks like a toy. It looks like a really cheap mold plastic that they just... Ugh. Okay. Ah, your gun is wrecked. So we'll try to dig in here for when that Ferdinand arrives, and I will try to get around him and shoot him from the side, try to hit him in the ammo rack, because there's a reason they call that tank Hitler's bunker. That front is really hard to pen. Then again, it is pretty slow, so it might be a while. Maybe I have time to repair my... Oh, we won. Ha! So that was some good gameplay. That's why I like this tank. It does work. Well, I guess that's it, guys. So I'll do another review on another tank. Maybe I might even play some more with this. I don't know. We'll decide, but... well, let's see what awards I get here. 10 grand. I should get the assist one. I know I should. After it's done processing this, here it is. Destroying an enemy vehicle. Come on, I got 3 assists and I don't get an award? That's bummy. Alright, so that is the Jagdpanther, and I guess you can see why I like it so much, because it is a very, very good tank destroyer. Yeah. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.